What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome. My name is Devin and I hope that you will consider sticking around and subscribing. And if you're not new, as always, welcome back. You know I love you. So today's video, I haven't really done anything quite like this before. We are going to be talking about some minis that I picked up from Ulta. It's a mini haul of Ulta minis. I've just been feeling recently like I love testing out new makeup, but I also am trying to reduce my spending on makeup and just not like hoard so much. You know, I feel like that's been kind of trending. I feel like a lot of people have been feeling that way. I feel like we're all trying to like reel it in a little bit, which I think is a good thing. But I nonetheless still really love to try new products. So I have a whole bunch of little minis here from Ulta. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 minis. So all of these are products that I have not tried before, and I figured that we could just test them out. I did show you pretty much this full makeup look. I didn't talk through the whole thing, but I did show you at least what I used. And I did show you the eyeshadow as well because we were testing out the eyeshadow primer. So the palette that I used today is this Sigma and Diana Saldana palette. It is gorgeous. Obviously, we played with a lot of the pink tones. So obviously this is not a mini, but this is featured in this video as well. So if all of that sounds interesting to you, please stay tuned. Also, I do want to say if you are a, previous subscriber of mine, I have obviously not posted in about 3 or 4 months. This is my first video back. I don't want to get too much into it or chatter too much about it in this video because that's not what this video is about. Maybe we'll do a get ready with me in the near future to chat about it, but I'm here and I'm excited for this video. But yeah, if you want to talk about these products, if you want to see how I did this makeup, you just want to catch up, let's get right into it. All right, my dear friends, let's get started. So let's clip the hair back first, get it out of my face. So the way that I'm going to be working this is I am going to just focus on the products that are in this little mini haul. I am still going to do a full face because we do have an eyeshadow primer to test out. So obviously we have to do a little tutorial along with it. So I am going to be using this palette today as well, but I'm going to focus on these products. I'm still going to do a full face, so I'll just kind of speed through the sections where I'm using products that we're not really talking about in this little haul, but that's how it's going to go. So the first little mini that I have to test out here is the Supergoop Unseen Sunscreen SPF 40. So here is what this little bottle looks like. So the full-size Supergoop Unseen Sunscreen is $38 and you get 1.7 fluid ounces. And then the mini Unseen Sunscreen, which I have here, is $18 at Ulta and you get half an ounce. So I've heard really good things about this brand. I've never tried anything from Supergoop before, so I figure I can just go ahead and put this on before. Oh wow, it's clear. I was not expecting that. Again, I really know nothing about this product, but it's just like straight up clear. It looks like a makeup primer almost. But I figured we could just put this all over our face and let it sink in for a second before we do our face makeup, because I always do eyes first. Wow, this is so interesting. Okay, I don't know if I'm gonna like this. I don't know if I'm gonna like this for a very specific reason. It feels like one of those like smoothing, pore blurring primers that I don't prefer. It feels like the Smashbox Photo Finish. I'm trying to think of another one that's like the main one that I can think of right now, but it feels like a very silicone based primer. The Unseen Sunscreen SPF 40 is a weightless, colorless, scentless, oil-free formula for face that smooths the appearance of pores, grips makeup in place, and leaves a velvety, soft finish, perfect for all skin tones. Okay, this, I guess, is supposed to be a makeup primer. I did not realize that. Again, I've just heard about this product, but I've never tried it or really like looked too much into it myself. So this is literally supposed to be a face primer that like grips your makeup and smooths your pores out, but is also an SPF. How about that? Okay, well, now that I'm aware of that information, that's good because now I can form the correct opinion and not a misguided opinion on it. So, okay, feels like a makeup primer because it is a makeup primer that's supposed to be smoothing and all of that stuff. So, in that respect, kind of cool that you get your SPF and makeup primer in one. So, we'll see. Anyway, that's that. We're gonna let that sit while we do our eyes, and then we'll go in with our foundation afterwards. Okay, next thing I'm gonna do is just get some of this eye tape and put it on my eyes to prep for our eye look that we're gonna do. So our next mini is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Eye Primer. I've been using P. Louise forever, I feel like, at this point, so I definitely wanted to try out something different. Okay, so I just got a little bit of that on the back of my hand. It's definitely a little bit runnier than the P. Louise, but it does have a nice pigment to it, which I like. I do like something that has a little bit of pigment to it. That's just my personal preference. So I'm just gonna apply this all over my eyes. Oh, it does look, it goes on pretty light, but that's pretty thick. Ooh, I like this. Okay, and then I haven't done my brows yet, but I'm just gonna kind of like slice them underneath with this. Just so we have a nice clean line underneath the brow, and I can just fill them in really quick later on. Sorry, I didn't tell you how much this was. So for the mini Anastasia eye primer, you get 0.24, so just about 1/4 of an ounce, $13. And then, is there not a full size? I'm not seeing a full size come up in my Ulta search. I'm assuming there's gotta be one. Let's check their website. Okay, so on Ulta, Sephora, and Amazon, it's all just the mini one for $13. So I don't know if a full-size one exists or not. It looks like on their website too. It's just the mini. So it's only the mini. It's $13. Great. I think it'll work. The only thing that I'm worried about is how bright it is. If I don't bring my eyeshadow all the way up, I am gonna have a lot of this like white. So I might have to blend that out quite a bit when we're done with the eyes. We'll see how it goes, but as far as consistency, very easy to blend out, and it feels like it's setting down nicely onto my eyelids. So far so good, but obviously the true test is putting some eyeshadow over top of it. So on that note, we are gonna move into a little tutorial section with this palette right here. This is the Sigma and Diana Saldana. I think that's how you say her name. I hope I'm saying it right. Palette. It's gorgeous. I did buy this when it came out, but I was not filming at that time. So I have had this for a while. I've actually taken this to a couple weddings with me as well, and I did do a tutorial on my makeup artist Instagram with this, but I think it's beautiful and it's definitely giving me springy vibes as well now that it's March. So I figured we could do something simple and just play with the pinks in this palette and have some fun today. So if you're not interested in the tutorial and you just want to see my thoughts on the other products, I'm gonna have everything time-stamped. So just go ahead and skip right to wherever you want to be in this video if you're not interested in the entire thing, but if you are interested in this tutorial, let's get into it. Okay, so we're gonna start out in the crease first. So I'm gonna take the shade Goals right up here, and I'm taking this on a Sigma E40 tapered blending brush, and we're just going to, oh, I forgot to set the lid. Hold on. Ooh, guys, it's the first video back, so it's always a little bit rough until I can get back into my groove, so apologies in advance. So actually the first thing I'm gonna do is take this shade down here, Inspired, and that's what I'm gonna use to set down the primer before we start blending over top of it. Okay, so now I'm gonna go back into the shade Goals for real this time, and we're just gonna blend. And I am gonna blend this up pretty far again because I was just kind of talking about like my concern for all of the like white space with this primer that's gonna be at my brow bone. I want to try to neutralize that a little bit. So I am gonna be pretty generous with this shade in terms of like the amount of surface area that I'm going to cover with it. So now we're going to work into the outer corner a little bit. So I'm going to take this shade right here. It's called Her. And this is just a little blending brush from the BH Cosmetics Weekend Vibes collection. I have no idea what BH Cosmetics is up to these days, to be honest with you. Anyway, I am taking this and packing this into the outer corner of my eyelid, and I am also running that color through the crease as well. Not taking it up quite as high, but definitely being generous with the blending so that we can get a little bit more of that. This is more of like a burgundy, has more of that pink tone to it. So I want to start bringing some of that color family into the look. Moving right along. Oh, we have a little Napa girl. Hey, sleepy butt. We're back to filming in front of a bed, so she likes to lay behind me while I'm working, right, baby? So for the lid, I want to have the shade right here called Peonies as the main lid shade. So I'm just going to get this on a little packer brush, I guess is what you would call this. I don't know what you call any of these brushes. I call myself a makeup artist, and I don't know. I'm like, just get one of these. Whatever you have. Okay, to be honest with you guys, that shimmer is leaving me wanting a little bit more from it. Let me try to like get on my finger. It's a little powdery, in my opinion. It's a very, I mean, it's definitely like a very light, dainty shade, but I feel like I want a little bit more metallicness from it than I'm getting. I could wet it, but I don't love wetting eyeshadows because I feel like they just tend to like bunch up when I do, but yeah. I mean, that shade's okay, but it's definitely not my favorite. Okay, next I just want to take a little bit of this shade Strength, and I'm just going to pack that on where the shimmer that we already have on the lid kind of meets the matte that we have in the outer corner, just to give it a little something extra. Next I'm going to take a flat brush like this. This is from Luxie. It is the 221 Flat Definer, and I'm going to go into the shade Coffee, and I'm just going to give myself a little like smoky eyeshadow liner in the outer corner here. Just kind of smudging it. I'm like really not being too precise with this at all, but I just want a little something extra in the outer corner. And then I'm just going to take the brush that we were using for the outer corner shade, no extra product on it, and I'm just going to blend it with that brown. If I wasn't being lazy, I would definitely, I think to get a little bit more definition, you could definitely use like a brown eyeliner here first and then go over top of it with the shadow, but I don't feel like doing all that right now, so this is what we're doing. Okay guys, I think that was a cute little eyeshadow tutorial, but it is time to remove the tapes. Alright, so we already have our face primer on with that Supergoop sunscreen, so now I do have a new foundation to try, which I'm really excited about. So I have two shades of the mini Tarte Face Tape Foundation. So I have the shade 12N Fair Neutral, and then I have the shade 35N Medium Neutral, and I'm hoping that I can customize my shade based on how tan I am using these two. I rarely ever buy one foundation shade because I do self-tan, and I also do live in Florida where I spend time in the sun in the warmer months. So depending on where my tan is at, whether it's fake or real, I like to have different shades so that I can customize them. So I typically like to get one that is closest to like my best guess for my natural skin tone, and then one that again is my best guess for when I have a little bit of a tan. So as far as pricing goes, for the full size of this face tape foundation, it's $42, and you get, I'm gonna guess probably 1 ounce. You get 1.01 ounces. And then for the mini one, I paid $16 for each of these, and it is 0.338 of an ounce. So I don't know how the math works out on that, but, and I will say it looks like on the Ulta app there are 11 options for this mini size, and the big one there are 50 options. So definitely a huge shade range for the full size, but not a huge shade range for the mini ones, so just keep that in mind when you're looking. So this foundation says it's full coverage, 12-hour power transfer proof, and waterproof. So I definitely want to test this out because if I really like it, it might be a contender for something that I use in my professional kit on brides. But foundation is definitely something that I want to test out on myself before I put it in my kit. So I feel like the lights are pretty bright, so I don't think you can tell, but I do have a little bit of a self-tan going right now. So I'm going to just get a little bit of this 35N shade on the back of my hand to start. And I'm just going to swatch it on my face to see what the color match is like. I do have a feeling that we're going to have to mix in I think it's pretty close, but I think I probably still need to lighten it up just a little bit. So, I mean, that's good to know that this is a pretty decent tan shade on its own, but I'm going to do like 2 parts this 35 neutral shade and then like 1 part of this light one. We'll see how we do with this little concoction here. And I might have to play with it a little bit, play with the ratio. Oh wow, that is, okay. Right off the bat, that is some nice coverage. Definitely has a little bit of a smell to it. What does that smell like? It's kind of florally, which I don't love. I mean, it's not overpowering by any means, but definitely something that I noticed like right away. Okay, first impression, I like it. I really like the coverage. I feel like it's emphasizing my texture just a little bit. Let me just turn my light down really quick. Okay, hopefully you guys can see. I turned my light down from 100% to 70% so you can kind of see. I mean, I have big pores through here. I just turned 29, so I definitely have some fine lines that are settling in and stuff like that. It's nothing crazy, and it is a full coverage foundation, so I feel like you do get a little bit of that regardless. But that being said, for the fact that I'm wearing like a pore smoothing sunscreen underneath, I don't really feel like my pores are smoothed at all with this primer slash sunscreen. So that's that. But as far as the coverage of the foundation, I really like it. I think the color that I mixed with these two looks pretty good, actually. I don't feel like it's not warm enough for the self-tan that I have on. I actually feel like it matches pretty well. So I am quite happy with that, but I do feel like we need some dimension to the face. As far as finish goes, I would say it's not like a flat matte foundation. I feel like as I'm moving my face around, you can kind of see there's like a little bit of, I don't even want to say dewiness because it's not dewy at all, but it's definitely a little bit more of that like satiny, it's not a natural finish because it's very full coverage, but it's kind of in between that like matte, super matte and super dewy. It's like right in the middle, I would say. Leaning towards matte though. It's definitely not super glowy, but I don't hate it so far. Okay, and then our next mini is another product from Tarte. It's actually the Tarte Ultra Creamy Shape Tape Concealer. So I have tried regular Shape Tape. I use regular Shape Tape as like eyeshadow primer and to carve the brows on my clients, but I have not tried this Ultra Creamy one, and I do think that Shape Tape, unless somebody is really, really oily, I think that Shape Tape is a little bit too dry for the under eye area for me. I use my Too Faced Born This Way concealer for that on my clients, and I have a couple shades of that here for myself. So really what I want to do is see if this Ultra Creamy formula from Tarte stands up to my Too Faced Born This Way concealer, just as like another option. So I have the shade Light Neutral, 22N Light Neutral here, and I thought that this would be a pretty good shade to use when I have a tan, but also light enough. Like I thought that I could maybe get away with using this whether I had a tan or not. So I'm gonna go ahead and just put that under my eyes like I normally would. Oh, this is nice. Okay, so in comparison to the foundation, which is definitely not lightweight at all, this feels really nice and lightweight under the eyes, and I can tell it definitely is nice and creamy. Definitely feels like it's going to be hydrating for the under eye area. I gotta tell you guys, as this foundation is sitting on my face, it's not very flattering. Granted, maybe with a different primer, it might look a little different. I don't know. I don't know about it. But see, that's why I like to get the minis, because I didn't break the bank on these two if I end up not liking the formula, you know? All right, so I am just gonna go ahead and blend out that concealer. Okay, camera died. Classic. Love that. I'm not sure where it cut me off, but basically I think I was just saying, so far I am way more impressed with the formula of this cute little ultra creamy concealer from Tarte than I am with the Face Tape foundation. Oh my gosh, look at Napa. Hey, Mama. What are you doing back there? What are you doing back there, sweetie pie? Are you so sleepy? Are you such a sleepy girl? Look at you. Oh my goodness. Okay, good night. Okay, so I actually did have another primer to try. So we only have 2 more minis left for this. So I am going to speed you guys up through the majority of my makeup as I finish it up here. But I have the Fenty Pro Filter Hydrating Primer. I have been using this on clients and I have really, really been liking the way that it's been looking. Underneath makeup, I feel like it has been setting my client's skin up really well. So I wanted to get a little, you know, little guy for myself, but I kind of got sidetracked when I realized that this was not just a sunscreen and it was also a makeup primer, and I don't really want to like put them on top of each other. So this is technically included in this mini haul, but we're gonna have to use this in a different video to test it out and see what we think, because obviously we can't put this primer on top of my foundation and concealer that I just put on. So that being said, I am gonna go ahead and do the rest of my makeup. I will record it and I will show you guys. I'm just gonna like hold up the products that I'm using in case you're interested, but I'm not gonna talk you through this because I don't want this video to be 10 years long. So I will talk to you guys in a few minutes. Alright you guys, so we are down to our last mini, which is going to be the Tarte Maneater Waterproof Mascara. I'm sorry if the lighting looks a little different now, guys. I am sitting right in front of our big window, but the sun's going down, so I'm losing daylight, so now I'm just down to my ring light and my soft boxes. So hopefully it's not too different, but it's just the time of day that I'm filming today. So anyway, okay, so I really love the original formula of this mascara. It's definitely one of my favorite mascara, like higher end mascaras if I'm in the mood to splurge on one. But I really do prefer a waterproof mascara, especially living in Florida. It's pretty much always warm here, and it is March, so we are heading into, it's basically Florida summer now. Summer here is like from March to October. It just feels like summer all the time. So I definitely need something that is going to last through the increasing heat and humidity as we get into the spring and summer months here in Tampa. So I am going to apply this. Okay, I was just talking a whole bunch about this mascara and I wasn't recording. So I did already apply it to one eye, and I didn't bring my lash curler in here. I don't know actually where I put it. I think it might be in one of my purses. I took it with me somewhere recently. So I did not curl my lashes. My lashes do grow. I think you can probably tell they grow kind of straight out. I really want to get a lash lift so that they curl up. But even without having curled them, I feel like this mascara looks really good. I'll come in a little bit further and hopefully you guys can see the difference between my two eyes. This one obviously has mascara on it and this one doesn't. But when I was talking and didn't realize that I wasn't recording, I just wanted to let you guys know that this mini size is $15 and the full size mascara is $25. I couldn't find information in my Ulta app about what like the ounces are for each of these, but I mean, obviously I think you guys can tell that this is a mini and you know what a full size mascara looks like in comparison to this. So I'm going to finish applying this on my other eye. Okay, I mean, wow, that looks good. Again, I didn't curl them. I feel like it would look even better if I did curl my lashes, but they look long, they look thick, but they don't look clumpy, they don't look dry. This is really nice. Again, I already knew that I liked the original formula of this, so I'm not surprised that I like this, but yeah, this is a really nice mascara. I'm excited about this. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and finish up the rest of my makeup. It's just lashes and lips pretty much that we have left. So again, I'll speed you up through that and then we will come back at the end and discuss. Alright you guys, once again I was just talking and thinking I was recording, but I wasn't. But I took my clip out. We're just checking out the full final look and seeing what we think. I really am happy with the way that this look turned out. So let me know what you think. Not bad for the first look back, right? That's kind of where I'm at right now. Like, I've been doing a lot of other people's makeup lately, but I have not been doing a lot of full glam on myself, especially not eyeshadow. I've just been doing like, let me do my foundation and throw some mascara and lip gloss on and go. Like, that's been more of my life lately than doing full glam like this. So I cannot even express how happy I am to have been able to sit down here and film a video and do my own makeup just for the sake of doing my own makeup. I obviously am a makeup artist and I love doing weddings. I love doing other people's makeup, but I also really, really love doing my own makeup. So I'm really glad that I got the chance to do that today. So with all of that being said, I hope you guys liked this video. I hope it was helpful. I really think this is fun. I would like to do more like minis, like Ulta and Sephora minis videos, testing things out. So definitely let me know if that's something that you would like to see. Let me know if you've been into buying minis lately. One of my coworkers said to me recently, like, I feel like minis are going to take over the world. Like, everything should come in a mini so that you are able to, one, either test it out before you try it, or if you're somebody that likes to have a lot of makeup in your collection, it's a little bit a little bit less guilt, you know, for having a ton of excess product if you have a smaller amount of each one. So that's the way that I've just been trying to think about it, and I also just think it's a fun theme for a video. So let me know if you liked it. Let me know if you want to see more. I'm happy to do whatever you guys would like to see. But with all of that being said, that brings us once again to the end of the video. So if you have made it this far and you have not already subscribed to my channel, please hit that subscribe button down below and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future uploads from me, and give this video a like. I have not posted in a while, so I definitely need that engagement to get myself back out into the algorithm. So any way that you engage with my video, I really appreciate it. It really does help. If you're interested in keeping up with me in between videos, you can also follow me on Instagram. I am at devdevgregs. That's more of my personal page. And then I also have more of like my business makeup artist page where I post a lot more of my client work. So if you want to see the makeup that I do on others, that account is at Glam by Devin Gregorio. So 2 places that you can find me. You can find more content and keep up with me throughout the week if you would like. Once again, thank you so much for being here. I love you so much, and I will catch you in my next one. Mwah. Love you. Bye.